I bet if any of us were to take a minute right now and ask ourselves, what's one thing that if we had it would make our life better? We'd have an answer pretty quickly, right? When we think about what would make our lives better, maybe what comes to mind is something material. Maybe it's something that has to do with our image or our influence. Maybe it's something that has to do with your faith. Maybe it's more money, or maybe the right clothes or shoes. See, that stuff connects with our image, right? Well, we've all experienced the problem with this approach to making life better. That thing we usually imagine making our life better, it just doesn't ever deliver the way that we think it will. Sure, it might make us happy for a little bit, then something else becomes the new thing that we want or crave that will make us happy. In other cases, the thing that we believe makes the good life is always just out of reach. We end up getting stuck in this pattern. We chase this thing that we want, thinking happiness or satisfaction or contentment is just on the other side. But when we get it, we realize we haven't gone anywhere. Oftentimes we think the thing that will make our lives better is something that's outside of us. But when we get it, the biggest disappointment is that we stayed exactly the same on the inside. It's like this thing that we want represents so much more than what it actually is. If those things don't make for a good life and better us, then what does? How do we get the full life that we desire? Last time we met, we took a look at a letter the Apostle Paul wrote to a group of Jesus followers about the good life. And Paul says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such thing, there is no law." The Galatians had been told that the ultimate thing, the most important thing, was keeping the law. If they had been asked, how do I live the good life? They would have answered by following the law. It's in trying to win approval of others or God by following the rules, the law, that will get us what we want. But Paul is saying something different. Paul said it's better to be these things that he mentions. This is the good life, not just striving to do, to have, or get something, but in being a person who is these things is where we have the good life. But chances are you hear that and think, okay, but how? The good thing is, Paul keeps going. He says, since we live by the Spirit, let it keep us in step with the Spirit. The good life means living in step with the Holy Spirit. Jesus talked about this exact thing the last night he was alive when sharing a meal with his closest friends. He said, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Fruit is what makes the good life. It comes by being connected to the vine, to Jesus, the Holy Spirit given to us that does work inside of us. If the fruit is only ever based on our effort, we're never going to get there. Paul knew that, and Jesus knew that, and that's why they talked about being connected to the vine and connected to the Spirit. Something inside of us has to change for us to have that kind of life that we want. So what can we do? We can stay in step with the Holy Spirit and be transformed. But what does that look like? How does staying connected to the vine and staying in step with the Holy Spirit look like? Here are a couple of ways to do that. The first is take things one step at a time. And the second thing is practice the skills that grow your faith. More than anything, living the good life is about becoming who the Holy Spirit is already working to make you be. And the best part is, the good life is available to you right now.